What is going on, SHIB Army? Guys, we're going to look at a couple of charts. We're going to look at some price action right now. We're going to figure out where this chart is going. Is there any opportunity for you to make a little bit of money right now? Can you put yourself in a better position? And is this run almost over? That's the important question, because I think that that's what everybody wants to know. How far can SHIB go? What can it do? If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button and leave a comment on the way out. If you like the content, you can hit the bell to be notified of future content. But let's check the chart and let's see how this thing completely plays out. I'm going to give you a guesstimate, as it were, and we'll see what happens here. First, and we're using a couple of charts just so you understand. This is the perpetual futures for MEXC right now. As you can see from this, it really is kind of minting newer highs. Now, this lower high right here on this time frame, I don't think is anything to be concerned about. I believe that this is just a move towards the upside, and I think that the target here is going to be about 10.3 at this point. I do think that a rejection is going to be imminent. Now, the good part is that it doesn't really kiss this 50 SMA, which is continuing to move upwards, I do want to add. So it would look maybe something like this. You get a little wick up here, come back down, maybe get close on a retest, come back up a little bit, retest again, and then start to have a real breakout. Now, the reason that I'm saying to then start having a real breakout is because I've got this set up for the 14th. I'm going to move this back just a little bit because I think that the launch probably more like the 16th or 17th. But like everybody else, I'm just guessing. Now, start to move this out here and get an idea here. I think that the goal up here is going to be 4.015 at a minimum. As you see this thing playing out, if I just take this long-term pump kind of area here, you can see that it really makes sense that this is part of a bigger macro move here, that we're going to see another wild swing at this point up into this region. Now we'll be a lot closer, so the dip is going to be a lot less, and then we break towards that upside. Now that's what I'm seeing. That's what it's looking like. I have told people that I do think that maybe 12 would be the maximum, but I feel like we're in a position where this is starting to move. This is the 1 hour time frame right now, by the way, and you can see the money flow right now is in the positive, so that's a pretty good sign. We'll take money flow for the next little while. Green on the 2 hour. On the 4 hour, we are in red, but it looks like it's starting to move back. We're getting a little bit of volume to move it back into the green. It is in the green on the 1 hour, and you can see the kind of parabolic move that we're talking about, that we've been just sort of missing for this spot. We're going to need a few of these big candles to start to break itself out, and this, of course, gives you an illustration of my horrible drawings, how that kind of runs. And it is entirely possible that some of this stuff plays out massively today, because for those of you who don't know, today is the day where the SEC is supposed to make a decision on ARK Capital and their spot Bitcoin ETF. So it's very possible that we get the most parabolic move that you've ever seen in this market. Outside chance, I do think that they're going to take a pass on it and do it later. I think they're going to push it back, but that's what the chart looks like. That's what it's showing. Again, weekly chart looking phenomenal. I think we're in a great position now. Over here on the DEX tools chart, it's a similar sort of situation, the way that it's playing out. It doesn't look as acute because I'm doing this on the 4 hour over here. If I do it on the 1 hour, you see much the same. So, I would think that this, remember the secondary macro movement that we're talking about right here is playing this area right in this. So right here, we're still looking at that kind of move towards that upside. So a lot of factors at play. I do think that we've got a nice run going. Now, if you haven't already, and you should be, but if you haven't already, you should follow December DeMarco. Now, I don't agree entirely with the assessment here that this is playing out like a cup and handle, but I don't really have a good argument as to why not. On the lower time frames, you can really kind of see how it's playing out and how it's creating the additional, but it's been doing that for quite a while, right? So I think it's just a continuation of the movement. I don't normally call it the cup and handle, but I do understand where this is coming from, and I would suggest that you definitely check the guy out if you haven't already. because he's got some valuable knowledge for you about what this thing is doing. However, again, I mean, fundamentally, we might disagree just a little bit about the target and the position, but I do think that it was validated the other day when somebody said that the range, and this was Google Bard, the range for Google Bard was 4 zeros 15 up to 4 zeros 28, which puts it that's a stratospheric sort of number. Now, I would take that any day of the week. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think that we have it in us to do that. Now, the other part is, and I want to put this as a very muted sort of thing here because this is very important and it kind of sucks. Okay. This article came out today. Traders shift focus to SHIB as SHIB becomes a top weekly gainer. Now, that is a great sign. That's a great thing for you to see, to hear. But guess what? When something like this happens and it starts getting covered in major publications like Crypto Basics, stuff like that, the run is probably already done. So it's going to take a lot for this to keep going. So I don't like this. It's concerning when I see somebody say that. And now they're talking about all the money moving over, because that's exactly the reason that market movers will do the opposite, and you'll see a contraindication on what happens in these markets, because now you're looking at this and they're saying traders shift focus. So what that means is they're trying to get people into the market right now to use as exit liquidity. So there's a little more pump to go, but then after that, you're going to see a massive and catastrophic move by whales taking profits along the way, and that's not great. That's not going to be great for the chart. So be very careful in your trading right now. And I know I don't want to be the buzzkill here to tell you this, but be very, very careful, because this thing could flip bad at any point. Now, it's SHIB. It's not going to go too bad or too far, but it still could possibly have some negative impact. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hit the like button, subscribe button, the bell to be notified of future content, and make sure that you leave a comment on your way out. It's not financial advice. My name is Believes. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon.